Hello, everyone. It's Friday, May 1st. It's Beltane, and it's also the Scorpio new moon, full moon today. And I'm back in my magical studio, and I've just got this hair doing something really interesting, and I like it, so I'm just gonna leave it. Um, and so I'm going to read a tarot right now. So let's see what are big Scorpio's always got big feelings, big stuff's coming up. For those of you who have any planets in Scorpio, or the sun or moon in Scorpio, like the feelings are intense. People in my generation have Pluto in Scorpio, and people my age have their, oh, no, that's not right. I was, never mind that other part. But yeah, so let's just look at the cards around our creativity, our creative life, what we're doing, how we need to respond to the energies over the next day or two. And we have the Knight of Earth. I like that. The Knight of Earth. So there's really a there's a like the earth is always somewhere, like Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, like it's always has something to do with resources, money, finances, things like that. It can also be about the body, and just our relationship to the earth itself. And the knights are always like on a quest, they're on an adventure. There's action. Then we have the Page of Water. Well, that is a very Scorpio energy. But the Knight of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles is too. So, and then the last one, let's look, is, excuse me. Oh, the Three of Voices. So here we go. The Three of Swords. Yep, that's about the deepest Scorpio feeling than we can get. Just, a very, very difficult emotions can come up. And I think sometimes like art isn't always for processing emotions, obviously. But for those of us with a lot of emotions, a lot of like water sign, like Cancer or Scorpio or Pisces, and we have a lot of watery elements in us, having an outlet and a way to process those emotions are really important. And sometimes the art can be exactly that. So it doesn't always have to be that, obviously, but finding a way even to process with friends or just taking a walk in nature. I think, the Knight of Pentacles could, excuse me, could even be that, like taking a walk in nature, going out and exploring the earth today or this weekend, like finding your special place, finding, as an artist, like finding our special place to go and work, go and meditate, go and connect, and find that emotional space where we can feel and relate and connect. That is so important. And I think with the Knight of Pentacles, there's a need for simplicity. I think things can get overly complicated and over dramatic in a Scorpio full moon, any Scorpio moon. But if the full moon in particular, like we get a Scorpio full moon once a year in the month of Taurus, and we could be very stressed about finances because Taurus and Scorpio are the financial houses, and so it can be like it's tax time, it's for me, it's insurance time. Like, I don't know why, but it's just, these bills, all these insurance bills and taxes and stuff. It's like if it's pretty intense. And so It is a lot, and Scorpio is always about, like, Scorpio is about the money that is like institutional money, ancestral money, like inheritances and banks and debts and things like that. Like, it's the money that's out of our control. And then Taurus is about the money that we can control, like how we earn, how we provide, how stable we are, like those kinds of things. So that energy is coming up. And so the Knight of Pentacles is asking us to find that stability and kind of go on a quest to develop the kind of stability that we need to thrive. And which is a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody, and in particular for creative people, because artists are sort of traditionally seen as unimportant or unnecessary in the capitalistic world. So we it's like a constant kind of fight for our legitimacy, and especially if you're doing a lot of work on your own, and or maybe you're not even producing. So it is a challenge. And so I think the Knight of Pentacles is a very good reminder to just step by step get your resources in order, just step by step. Like, don't panic, just one foot in front of the other, and it'll eventually get done. And when you need a break, go out in nature and connect. And then we come to the water sign, the Page of Cups. And we are we are in a deep place here with the Three of Cups, the Three of Swords, rather. The Three of Swords is always talking about some kind of betrayal and heartbreak. And like, that's obvious in this card, like that's betrayal and heartbreak and sadness and some kind of deep unhappy emotion. And I was feeling that yesterday. I really felt like deep heavy old emotions coming up, and when they come up, it's like hard to remember to just let them flow through you, and it's easy to get hooked into them. And so I think the Page of Emotions is this light, fun card. I'll just get it. It's just, she's the Page of Emotions, the Page of Cups. She's sensitive. She can be like overly sensitive, overly emotional. Things can get too much. But if she's balanced, then she can be just a very sensitive, lovely energy, fun, playful energy, and feeling like, I love how there's this doorway in her abdomen, like this doorway into another world. And so I think, like, to me, this is like the key. Although this is kind of the key to both these cards are keys to dealing with any kind of deep grief and heartbreak and betrayal that you're experiencing, is to let the emotions flow. Don't get hooked into them, and do something that makes you feel that makes you feel stable and strong. Like, earth can really ground us in times of difficulty. And maybe it's just like I said about going for a walk, or maybe it's just like doing, taking care of business one step at a time. And so let's look into our final card in the Sacred Creators deck. And limitations inspire innovations. I love that. And so this This idea, card number 52, this idea that structure and limitations actually are what we need. And maybe that's, maybe if we're having like a lot of unhappy feelings and deep sadness or whatever, maybe having these, some kind of structure, like some kind of limit, some kind of rule to put down and say, okay, I'm going to get an hour of this done, or drawing a little square and saying, okay, I'm going to make a mini painting today, like something small and limiting that we can do to inspire something new. And I hear people at the door, so I have to go. So thanks everyone for watching, and again, happy full moon.